Sandra Nonyerem Olubumi Ukoh was born in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria, on the 21st February 1976 to retired Major Augustus Nebedum and Madam Comfort Olufumilayo Nebedum ni Onobanjo, both of blessed memory. Her father was a military officer and as such was very itinerant. He was ready to move whenever duty called, even without a prior notice. This impacted on her early education, especially in her formative years. Consequently, she had to change schools from time to time. But that notwithstanding, Sandra excelled through the ever-changing scenes of her early life. Her primary education started from St. Patrick's Primary School, Yaba, Lagos, Primary 1 all the way to 4, from where she moved to Army Children Primary School at the Maryland Cantonment, also in Lagos, Nigeria, to complete her higher primary school education, years 5 and 6. She moved on to her middle school, known as Command Day Secondary School, also at the Maryland Cantonment, for her first 2 years. While in her second year, duty beckoned on her military father to be transferred to the city of Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. On getting to Ibadan, she completed her middle school at St. Gabriel's Secondary Commercial School, GSS 2 and 3, and had great honors and sat for the Special School of Science entrance examination, which she passed and subsequently moved on to the prestigious Wesley College of Science in Lekuro, Ibadan, the dream of every science student back in the day. Life began for her at high school, where she developed a penchant for reading for long hours and was referred to as Efiko, which was a term for exceptionally brilliant students. I must also add that at high school, she met the love of her life, the savior of her soul, the Lord Jesus Christ, and things took a dramatic turn for her. She graduated with high grades and secured admission to the prestigious University of Ibadan in the year 1995 with plans to study medicine and surgery as advised by her father. She wanted civil engineering, being a lover of mathematics and further mathematics, but yielded to her dad's push for medicine and surgery. Meanwhile, she ended up studying biochemistry. During her service year, she started a master's degree in biochemistry and was offered teaching assistantship at the University of Lagos in 2001. Meanwhile, she started a job as an IT salesperson in a foremost ICT company known as Precise Financial Systems. By the grace of God, she graduated with a CGPA of 4.15 out of 5. Whilst working, she commenced her MBA program at the University of Lagos and graduated in 2007. She had worked as an IT salesperson for over 18 years with different companies in various capacities from June 2001 to April 2019 before she moved to the United States. Whilst working, she embarked on a PhD in cell biology and genetics and commenced her classes 2013-2014. Sandra holds 3 degrees in science: BSc Biochemistry, University of Ibadan, MSc Biochemistry, University of Lagos, and MBA Management, and PhD in Cell Biology and Genetics from the University of Lagos. When Sandra is not working, she's reading or writing and journaling. She enjoys evangelizing, traveling, meeting people, and attending transformational events. Sandra works with individuals and organizations in different capacities as she writes, coaches, mentors, and speaks by creating a guide to goal setting, wealth creation, and sales funnels strategies. Her entrepreneurial acumen, coupled with a military training, has culminated in her doggedness, tenacity, and ability to thrive against all odds. She once sold perfumes on e-commerce platforms like Konga and Jumia, ran a grocery store, ran a bakery, and a laundry outfit, amongst other business ventures, alongside her husband. Without any form of equivocation, she can aptly be described as a trailblazer and line crosser. Sandra Ukoh is a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and speaker, saddled with the mandate to lead men, women, and youth to live their lives to the maximum. She's happily married to a college boyfriend, Emmanuel Ukoh, and they are blessed with 3 generals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sandra Nonyerem Olubumi Ukoh.
Hello, I'm live right now, and basically, I'm going to be taking you on a class, Believe. Believe. And before I start the new class, I'm going to just introduce myself. My name is Sandra Ukoh. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Team Member, speaker, coach, and trainer. It says as part of over 20 years in the IT industry, a member of the Toastmaster International, and author of the book, Can Anything Hold You Back? And today, I want to welcome everyone connecting, and let's just go dive into today's class. Believe. What is self-esteem? I want to start with self-esteem. Self-esteem is how we view ourselves, our value, and our sense of worthiness. It's a critical component of our decision-making, risk-taking, and motivation. Those with lower self-esteem tend to believe they are not as worthy like others, such as achieving their personal goals, while those with higher self-esteem embody more resilience, overcome obstacles because they are sure they have what you call self-esteem. They're confident in themselves. Why confidence is important? Think of one thing you'd hold a lot of value in. Maybe it's gardening, for example. You make sure to put in the energy to keep your garden well watered and weeded. You may even exert extra effort into researching the plants you're going to grow to ensure they are in the best growing condition and best growing season. That's similar to self esteem, except that it is yourself that you're caring for rather than something else. How do you talk to yourself? This matters. Yep, you read that right. How do you talk to yourself? Are you harsh and judgmental or supportive and loving? We all talk to ourselves in diverse ways, sometimes even out loud. There are 2 distinguishable modes of talking to ourselves: instructional, like working through a task, or motivational, such as I can do this. This motivational self talk is closely related to our confidence level and what we believe in. So you're probably thinking, the Faculty of Physical Education, Sports Science at the University of Tehran in Iran conducted a study of how motivational self talk improved basketball abilities. Over 150 students were involved, and the result concluded that positive self talk and a can do attitude improved their speed and accuracy immensely versus the control group. Don't believe any of these things. There are a lot of negative self talks, a lot of negative news going around. So you've got to make up your mind to believe the positive, the things you're called to be. What happens when you don't talk so nicely to yourself? Talking negatively to yourself can have different outcomes, but all have a common theme. It is not productive. Negative self talk can be forwarded by a number of things. Some non productive outcomes are irrational belief about yourself, a bad mood that isn't addressed, persistent pessimism, being overly critical of yourself. And some examples of common examples of negative self-talk: I am not worthy. It's not worth it. There is no use doing it. I can't do it. People won't like me. I am not good enough. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough like others. Others are better than me. My opinions don't really matter. Nothing ever goes right. I must be perfect. Do not believe these things. They're actually very negative and they're wrong. Up next, I'll be sharing some examples of what to tell yourself instead. There is a saying that the thing always happens that you really believe in. And the belief in a thing makes it happen. That means what you believe in always come to manifestation. So, and believing in it is what gives it the power to come to light. the power of positivity. I said earlier on, there's some wrong things, and this time around, we're looking at the power of positivity. Not wrong thinking this time around, not negative talk. Our minds are powerful machines. The thoughts we produce can translate into action, and that is how we truly achieve greatness. However, if we're fully and filling our minds with negative comments about ourselves and our circumstances, we are creating boundaries for ourselves that we otherwise would not take us, to the next level, or would not. And these are outcomes that we do not need. And for us to overcome, we need to put our mind in the right perspective, thinking the positive things that has greater positive power to moving us in the direction of our goal. So instead of these negative self talk examples I listed before, try this. I can handle this. I am making progress in life. I'm in control of this. I'm willing to try new things. I will eventually get it right. I am whole and perfect the way I am. Mantras and affirmations are two forms of self-talk that are usually specifically, are used specifically to cultivate self-talk, much like the positive self-talk I mentioned before. Their main purpose is to rewire your brain for a more confident and optimistic outlook. So the main um, difference is in this is exclusively performed out loud. One is said, in the mindset, you have it in the mind and you don't speak it out. So with the other word, you have to affirm it, you have to speak it out, you have to say it aloud. Being perfect. Try saying some of these things every morning, maybe even when looking at yourself in the mirror. I earlier said there was a story I wanted to share. That the way you excite yourself, you shake your body when you wake up and say, there is greatness in me. There's this hormone that's been released. It's called the happy hormone, the dopamine. It helps you to excite you, and you'll find that throughout that day you get to do things right because you're excited, you're happy. Rather than the days you're feeling down and you're feeling you won't achieve much. So it is said that maybe even when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's okay. It feels uncomfortable at first when you try to do things that are new, but I love who I am becoming. I let go of negative thoughts and I'm feeling negative thoughts and feelings about myself. I'm always growing and developing. These are positive thoughts you probably want to say to yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror, and even much more. And sometimes when you start saying these things, you feel very uncomfortable. But as you keep saying it over time, you become used to it. Earlier on, I said as leaders, no one got good at doing things the first time. Good. But over time, as they keep doing it, they had a compounding effect and they got good at what they did. The power of habits. Habits can either propel you in the direction to your goals or steer you up from the paths from either going forward or so it's either they propel you to your goals or they steer you off from your goals. Either way, they have a powerful contribution to the outcome you experience or you get. There are even books written about it, The Power of Habits, written by Charles Duhigg. Specifically, it's a fantastic read on how our everyday habits affect the way we see ourselves and our likeliness of achieving our goals. He, he delves so much into it, defining what habits and the power of habits, what it is to us. So, for example, if you're determined to develop a daily exercise routine, it is likely that you will notice yourself choosing to eat healthier, wake up earlier, utilize your time more efficiently, whatever your desired keystone habit may be. The idea is that working towards it will create a ripple effect in changing other routines in your life. If you believe you can change, then you would change. That's the power of habits. And go for your goals. All successful people have one unifying characteristics. They set goals for themselves and they achieve it. They are prepared and intentional in achieving it. So naturally, we are inclined to do what has always worked for us. So therefore, when we set goals and succeed, we are more likely to continue that habit because there's this positive hormone that's released, and happy hormone that you're achieving your goals. And this is also a huge personal development exercise, just like anything else. You want to get good at, practice it every day. And practice, they said makes good practice makes perfect. and you get perfect at what you are practicing. Become your own best friend. You have to talk to yourself. In our ever connected world, solitude has become a dying act. We always have some way to get in contact with others. That isn't a bad thing, but it's most certainly can take away from your relationships with ourselves. So a few of the benefits of being your own best friend includes cultivation of self-awareness, ability to support, comfort yourself, increase acceptance of yourself, talk to yourself, be positive about yourself, tell yourself the best things you want to hear, cheer up yourself. That's the one of the ways in becoming your own best friend. Meditate to confidence. Stress is unavoidable. You would experience stress as long as you're alive, but managing it is one of the most important ways of respecting yourself. Meditation can do just that for you. Meditation works by directing your body attention to a parasympathetic nervous system, or better known as the home to the relaxation response. It triggers feelings of calmness and well being, and all the while contributing to clarity against the limiting beliefs we may have about ourselves. So, journaling is not only for creative purposes, but for emotional health as well. Keep a journal around for times that you are feeling truly stuck on something bringing you down, or even when you accomplish something you want to celebrate. Both situations can equally serve the purpose of boosting your self confidence. Writing out your negative experience is a tactical way of getting them out of your head. So write it out so that you can get this out of you. So in the journal, I do not just express myself more openly than I can do to any person I get to meet. So I create myself. So you've got to create yourself. As promised, here are some fun journal prompts to help boost self-confidence, practice self-love, begin your writing journey. What are you grateful for? What do you want to feel tomorrow? How did you surprise yourself this week? What are you really good at? How would your best friend describe you? What makes you unique? Who appreciates you? What will you accomplish in the next 5 years? These are words you want to say to yourself, and these are things you probably would have journaled, either when you're in I mode, positive, or you were stuck, or you were not feeling good or something. And sometimes when you write these things out, they help you to unbottle those negative feelings. So when we were on the subject of journaling, I earlier said an effective way to really check in with yourself and to establish some motivation to reach your goals is to write a letter to your future self, what you want to be in the near future. This can be a very insightful experience. It puts you in the now and represents the things you want to be sure you remember. So imagine writing a letter addressed to yourself for you to read 5 years from now. What would you say about yourself? This are just illustration. What would you say about yourself? What would you want to be in 5 years time? Seeing is believing. It is said, write the vision, make it plain, and let him that run it wrong that reads the vision. Make your vision clear and very easy to interpret. A visual interpretation of your goals, values, and passion is a great addition to your living space. A vision board in particular can be used to motivate you or motivate others around you, depending on the people. Maybe your children, your family members have written it down out what they want to achieve. This could motivate you. If it's yours personally, he would motivate you. If it's for maybe your kids, every other members in your family, it will help motivate them. It also helps to cultivate gratitude and express your creativity. Here's how to do it. Define your intention. What do you want? How do you want to be feeling? What is it that you feel you need? Gather your supplies of choice. You could use a poster board, or if, yeah, even a board, maybe a board that you can always wipe off, and whatever, maybe poster board, uh, an A3 paper, something you can just stick some pictures of who you want to become. So surround yourself with people who push you to be your best self. There are sometimes we have people who drag us down. Such people, you want to keep away from them because they would, release the negative vibes that would, drag you down. So a strong support system is an important tool to have when life gets a bit heavy, or when you get stuck, or when things get tough. As mentioned before, building your self-confidence is a work in progress and truly not a linear experience. Some days you will feel better than other days. Some days you will be able to find solace and learn, and others you will be able to, you'll be longing for external support. All of this is okay. There is no substitute for having people around you. So stand in your power. So far, we have discussed how to cultivate greatness for ourselves with how we think, we reach for our goals, and who we surround ourselves with. But there's more. The way we present ourselves is not only indicators of our confidence, but also a way to strengthen it. We have all heard when you look good, you feel good. So look good so you can feel good. But have you heard of the power poses? Power poses are simply the body language that we, exhibit, show, or reflect to others. So don't forget to love yourself, which is most critical. This is by far the most important part of the process. Some days you will feel more confident in others, but it is a huge feat to love yourself despite it all. You are perfect just the way you are. Even when you aren't feeling like it, you deserve to be loved. And you should remind yourself that regularly, that you need to love yourself. Everyone has different ways of expressing their love for themselves. You choose what works better for you. And, show it out, love yourself, pat yourself, give yourself a treat. There's some quotes that you might want to use. Get them around you and fix them in areas that so that when you read them, it excites you. It helps you, there's this motivation that keeps you going. Here are a few of my favorite quotes. Pick your favorite quote and post it somewhere to go back to when you need a reminder. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. So you need to approve yourself. Remember always that you not only have the rights to be an individual, but you have the obligation to be one. And there are many other quotes that you might want to use that are simpler than this. I want to say thank you, and I want to also encourage you. Find out the quotes that resonate with you. Find out the quotes that motivate you. Find out the quotes that keeps you firing on in the right direction. Thank you, and I hope you got some nugget from this class today. You can go back over again to watch it and get some great nuggets from it. And this will help you, and you might want to share with other friends so they can learn from, and you can encourage them. You can learn the tips on how you can, self-talk to yourself, love yourself, enough of all the negative news, negative talk, self-talk. Be positive and push yourself. This will also prepare you to, exciting you to achieving your goals. Thank you so much.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon, or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.